G'day everyone, how's it going? My name's Jackson, welcome back to Daily Endeavours for Friday the 26th of September. As always, timecodes in the description if you just want to jump ahead. But yeah, I'm going to go through every option here because while harvesting and catching fish is a little bit slower, they're all mind-blowingly easy and yeah, it's just a good set. No DLC requirements or nothing. So yeah, I would go Gallery, Furnishings, Ultimate Skills and Vampires. But honestly, I don't think going for any of these options here is wrong. Because yeah, they're all pretty quick. So I'm going to start with Ultimates. So there is one way just to do this basically as soon as you log in. If you've got your Ultimate ready, there are some Ultimates that have cast times. If you want to know, you just scroll over an Ultimate and it will tell you the cast time. If you have any of these that you can, some of them you can use on targets, some of them you can just use as an AoE. These are great. And the reason for that is if you cast this and then block immediately after, it actually it uses the ultimate in relation to the endeavor, but it actually saves your ultimate cast, so you can just do it again, over and over and over until you get the endeavor done. Now that's not the only skill that you can use. Dawnbreaker's good. Probably one of the best that every class is going to have is Lacerate, but you need to be level 50 in Dual Wield in order to get access to this. There are some other good options though. Nightblades have Soul Shred. That's basically the same as Rend from Dual Wield, or Lacerate, sorry. Same cast time, so these are pretty good. The absolute best options though, if you've got a Sorcerer, you can use Overload. You don't even need to worry about blocking with this because it's a toggle. So when you turn it on, it counts as casting an ultimate for the Endeavor, and then you just turn it off again by pressing R. So you just press R 4 times, and basically you'll get the Endeavor done. That's probably one of the easiest ways. The other one is with Wardens using the Animal Companions ultimate, Feral Guardian. This has a cast time of 2.5 seconds, so you literally have all that time to cancel it. So what I would do is either get yourself a Sorcerer or a Warden, level them up until they get to 12 in Animal Companions or with Stormcalling, and use one of these ultimates. Just log into that character, just do this stuff, and then honestly you can probably just do these other two options on them anyway, right? So yeah, that would be my suggestion there. There are a couple more that you can use if you don't have access to any of these classes. Templars in Adric's Spear, Radial Sweep has a cast time of 0.3 seconds. So the shorter the cast time, the less reaction time you're going to have before you won't be able to block it, because it'll go through. If you're too slow, it won't work. But yeah, that one also works, and I believe that's it. Arcanists don't have any cast time, Necromancers don't have any cast time, and Dragonosts don't have any cast time either. So yeah, use any of those. So Nightblade, Templar, Warden, Sorcerer, or Lacerate, or Fighter's Guild Dawnbreaker. As far as I'm aware, they're the only ones with cast time. If you're going to do your dungeon though today, you'll cast 2 ultimates probably through that. Even if you do Fungal Grotto 1, like you've probably used 2 ultimates. So if you're going to do that, you're probably going to cast 2 ultimates anyway. So if you want, you can just wait until you do your dungeon for your tickets. But yeah, if you want to just get it done immediately, you can do it in like a couple of seconds. Alright, now this is why I'm in Rivenspire. Next up, we're talking about vampires. So there's a couple of good places you can find vampires, but it just you're going to need to do a bit of walking around to get there first. So one of my usual go-tos is in Rivenspire. There are a couple of vampire locations here. You've got these Montclair enemies. These are considered vampires. Now this one is a little bit up in the air because there's a small amount of them. It's a public area, so everybody's got access to this, and it will usually mean that people come through and just kill them, and you've got to wait for them to respawn. It's going to be the same with all the other areas, except for the last one I'm going to talk about, which is more difficult and is pay-gated, but yeah. So this is just east of Temerith Camp, or Camp Temerith. Just over here, there's some Montclair vampires here. Just up the road from Camp Temerith, you've got Crestshade. This is also full of blood fiends, which count as vampires. The other option is over here in Moira's Hope. This area has blood fiends and Montclair vampires. If you haven't done the quest in North Point and you are there for like the quest, these also count as vampires. None of the enemies outside here, I believe, do though. I think they're just regular enemies. But anything inside here is basically good to go, unless you do the quest, in which it'll be clear. Now, an interesting one is Craglorn. the spell fiends count as vampires. Let me show you. Let me prove it to you. Alright, so another option for you is spell fiends in Craglorn. It may not seem like it, but these, they share the sort of enemy file details with, that's the best way I can describe it, with blood fiends. So they still count as vampires. These can be found in a couple of places, one of which they are found in fucking abundance. It's called Spellscar. This area here, basically every mob pack here has got some spell fiends in it. So just one or two of those will get you all you need to complete your vampire endeavor today. And I mean it when there are, when I say there are, it is abundant. There are fucking heaps of them. So yeah, Spellscar right here. So this is the Black Forge on the eastern side of Cold Harbor. This the first room in Black Forge has a bunch of vampires in it that you can kill. Getting through here, you have to go through the lava. There's like a little path here. The main way, as it would appear over here, doesn't actually work. So you just have to make sure you come in here. There's also the Orchid. Now the Orchid, it's easy to get to Black Forge even if you haven't been to Cold Harbor before. But if you want to get access to the Orchid, you need to complete the Chasm, the quest for this, which requires you to do a bunch of other stuff in Craglorn first. It is good. It is a good idea to do this because the Orchid's probably one of the best, because there's vampires all over the place and there's, yeah, they're right in front of the way shrine basically. But yeah, you do need to do some work there. Yeah, you know, there's so many other places though as well. It's no big deal. Alright, so let me just show you quickly how to get to all these places, because none of them are like immediately available to use. Like you don't start with a way shrine in these zones. Riven Spire, I'm going to show you how to get to all the locations because none of them have a way shrine to begin with. So what I would do is use home tours. By going to home tours down here in the group and activity finder, just go to browse homes. I find that's a little more useful, and you'll find all the houses in the game here. Now if you just preview these houses, it won't work because you get taken back to where you came in from. But if you travel to somebody else's house or one that you own, when you leave through the front door, it'll take you directly to where the house is located on the map, so long as you've got the DLC. And all three of these are base games, so everybody's got access to them. So firstly, Ruinspire, there's two houses. You've got Ravenhurst, and then you've also got Wraithhome. If you want to use Moira's Hope, probably just go Wraithhome. If you want to use the others, honestly, yeah, Wraithhome as well, but get Sanguine Barrow's Wayshrine, use Oldgate Wayshrine, and just travel from there. Because as soon as you enter Rivenspire, this one will unlock. Craglorn, you've got a couple of options. You can use Elena Private Arena or Hackfield's High Hall, and these, about the same distance, will get you over to the Wayshrines near Spellscar. So yeah, either of these. As for Cold Harbor Surreal Estate. As far as I'm aware, that's the only house here that you can use. Yeah, so just start at Cold Harbor Surreal Estate, and then you'll be able to travel out here, get this Wayshrine and this Wayshrine, and then just just come over here, go there. Or if you can ask someone to take you to the Orchid Wayshrine, you can skip this, I believe, but I don't know if it actually lets you travel over there directly. I've heard it doesn't let you, but someone said there's a fix for it if you go to this delve here, Mal Sora's Tome, or this one. You can travel into the delve and then come out and you're allowed in the Orchid. So yeah, any of those options there work there. But you naturally do need to do the quest to get access to the Orchid onwards. One more option to talk about, which is Castle Thorn. This is an instanced area with vampires immediately at the start. There's enough for 5 like in the first sort of area. The only issue is, one, this is a pay-gated DLC. It's $15 to buy it. $15 Australian. I don't know what it is in American, sorry. But you also are... It's tough. Even on normal, like trying to do this on your own, it's nowhere near as simple as doing like normal dungeons from base game. You can do it, just on a decent build with like good self-healing. I'd suggest a Nightblade or a Sorcerer, especially. But yeah, you can survive on anything. As long as you've got Vigor, you'll probably survive. But yeah, these guys aren't your typical like Fungogoto Ozazai, okay? Like they're pretty tough. Alright, let's move on. Alright, next up we're talking about gallery furnishings. Now firstly, you want to find a gallery furnishing. This is one of the best furnishing ones in the game, especially right now, because you get a gallery furnishing for free every time you complete each of one of the dungeons, right? They're called Undaughter trophies. So completing a normal dungeon, you get a trophy for completing it. These don't take up inventory spaces. They're completely free. You get them. You just have them, the ability to put them in your house as soon as you completed the dungeon. And then you can also get a house for free in the game. So both of these things are completely free to do. It's just that you need to complete one dungeon. Because you get tickets for completing a dungeon each day, I implore you to do this. Because, yeah, event tickets are good. There's so much stuff you can buy with them. So yeah, that's my advice to you. Just complete a dungeon. Fungo got a 1. Queuing for that on Dungeon Finder on normal. Or even just like doing this, you could probably do it on a level 3. With just like a decent self-heal. Or just like ask someone to run it with you. Like, it's so easy. You can survive with just vigor. Like, it just takes a couple of minutes to kill the 2 main bosses. So yeah, my advice is do that. And I've done Fungo Grotto 1 runs in the past couple of the days this week, because it's come up as dangerous foes. So yeah, if you want to watch those, I'll link one of those videos in the description so you can watch. But yeah, I assume most people have done Fungo Grotto 1. But yeah, if you haven't done a dungeon already, I implore you, you can probably do that on your own. It's just a matter of how long it will take. Yeah, my advice there, just queue it for it in Dungeon Finder, or just ask someone who knows what they're doing. Because it's so bloody easy. Anyway, so getting yourself a free house. So what you want to do is come to this person here, if you haven't already, northwest of the Volkguard Way Shrine. You start with this by default, so everybody can travel here and access this. So you want to talk to her, and she'll give you a quest, and all you have to do to complete the quest is talk to her. She'll give you some gold. She'll do this, which shows you all like the different houses that you can get. And then you just get a free house. The house you get depends on your alliance. What I would advise you do is create a character on each of the alliances, complete that quest, and get the houses for free, because they're all really useful. Especially this one here, which you get for doing it on an Old Mary character. So yeah, whichever one you choose, you can find them on the map in the houses category here in the map section. And yeah, the ones in collected will be the ones you can access. So no matter where you are, you can do the other options here first if you want. And as soon as you've whatever it is, gone out and killed your vampires, or done your harvesting, or done your fishing, immediately you can travel to one of the houses that you own. So yeah, maybe do this preparation first, but yeah, also for next time, it'll mean that you can just do this really easily. So yeah, whenever you're done with the other endeavors, just travel straight to this one, straight to this house. Alright, so in order to find an item to place down, you'll see it says housing editor at the bottom right. Whatever that key is, just hit that. Browse at the bottom middle, whatever key that is. You'll get taken into your place menu. So it'll come up in the gallery here. Your Undaughter trophies will appear here. So just grab whichever one you have. It's just, I think I've got Krag already somewhere. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll just grab Stellastrix and just place it on the floor. Now, if you just pick it up and try and place it, it doesn't work. In order to successfully place it for the endeavor, it has to come from your inventory. So either pick it up, put it away, go into your inventory and bring it out and place it again. Or if you want to streamline that, use undo, redo instead. You can see the buttons right at the bottom right, bottom left, sorry. Just hitting those will also work, because that causes it to go back into your inventory every time you undo it. So yeah, those are the options there. And what you can do now, if you want to streamline this in the future, have it in your house somewhere, so you can see Krag over here. So when the Gallery Furnishings endeavor comes up, you just come in here, go to it, go to the housing menu, pick it up, put it away, undo, redo, undo, and that will work. And now you've just got it there ready to go whenever this endeavor comes up. And yeah, it's that simple. Oh, so harvesting resources from the world. There are a lot of things that work for this. Basically, the only things that don't are, funnily enough, today with the catching fish one, insect that you go and claim, they don't work. Chests don't work. Thieves' throws don't work. Sigil portals don't work. That's kind of it. Everything else is fair game. So what I would advise you do firstly, go to your settings, video, if you want this. If you want it on for immersion, that's fine. But you can turn this off, and you can see a lot of the materials through the grass much easier. Now, my advice is just pick a direction and just start moving in it, and you'll find some resources. Here's one here. Just the first thing to for me to say is, if you see someone coming in a direction, just find a different way. So So this guy's going straight to all the stuff over here. I'm just gonna grab this one item and then just turn around. Yeah, everything that you see that you can interact with, basically just collect it. And yeah, it will usually take a few minutes. It can be a little unreliable though. Sometimes you'll go through and just not find anything. Sometimes you'll just find a big horde of items in a small area. Just depends on who's been through and how recently they've been through. Yeah, cloth plants, ores, rough wood, alchemy plants, alchemy mushrooms, raw water sources as well count, and that's really good because when around places like lakes and like riversides, usually you find a lot of water hyacinth, nernroot, and the like water node, and you can get this endeavor done very fast using that. But yeah, honestly, just pick a zone. Any zone, honestly, they're all fine. Cragnon is really good because some of the resources that you can claim also give you Nerdcrux, which can be really expensive and really good to get. And it is also just resource dense. So you look at all this shit all over the place, and yeah, you can see why people use this so much. At the same time, though, like every zone has tons of stuff if you know where to look, and if you just are lucky enough to be in a place where they're all spawn. It's hit and miss, but this usually won't take you any longer than a few minutes. Just find a zone that you like, just go in a straight line basically, and just collect everything. So I will just go through a few things that will help though. Firstly, Master Gatherer and Plentiful Harvest. If you can get these champion points, they're really good. Master Gatherer reduces the time it takes to harvest them. Plentiful Harvest increases how much you get from them sometimes. This is really important, I think, for doing surveys, because those are a limited source of materials, and they give you tons. So if you can increase that yield, it basically means you can every time you do writs, you can use surveys to basically make up all the stuff that you use for those writs, and it's basically a symbiotic process. Not always, but most of the time it will be. Oh, what do you know? I actually got a Nerdcrux. There you go. So that's what you're looking for in Craglorn. A single one of those sells for $6 grand, and that's the cheap one. So yeah, you can see why everybody does it. Alright, as we were speaking on surveys, these are also great, because as you can see here, they give you a guaranteed source of 6 nodes. So 2 surveys would be enough to do this whole endeavor. These are also great because other people can actually take your version of the survey. If someone comes through here, you'll see them just stand there for a sec, because they're like harvesting a version that you can't see, so they don't actually touch your version. But it's great. So surveys come from writs. It's a 12% chance every time you do a writ. So it's a low chance, but if you do writs over time, you'll just get surveys slowly. And yeah, like I said, just make sure you have the fucking, is it Plentiful Harvest? Yeah, the Plentiful Harvest champion point. Before you do that. Otherwise, you won't get as much. Also, if you want an add-on that finds them easily, or shows them up on the map, they're pretty easy to find most of the time, but there's some jury ones that can be a pain in the ass. Just get yourself a Lost Treasure. It'll show you a add-on, it'll show you a pin on the map, and it'll also show up on the mini-map too, and also on the compass. So yeah, there's lots of stuff there that it helps with. Okay, so now we're on to catching fish. So this one is a little slower, but it's very simple. There's not much involved in it. So firstly, you just need to grab some bait to catch some fish with. My opinion, river fishing bait is the easiest because you can get insect parts, which are probably the easiest one to amass a lot of. So you want to go a bit over 8 bait, because sometimes you don't get fish. You get like other things like gunny sacks and stuff like that. So you want to go a little bit over what you need. Probably like 12 or 15 is yeah, more than enough. So the place I go to, or my preferred choice, is Skyshard Burrow. There are a lot of torch bugs here and a few butterflies. Easy access to this is through Stonefalls. There is a boatswain over here called Lysel on the sort of northeastern edge of the sand over here, and yeah, she takes you to Blakerock Isle. Once you're here, just travel over here. Complete this quest. In my opinion, it's good because then you won't be constantly hounded by the skeletons. And yeah, just look around. There'll be butterflies around alchemical plants, and if you want to do your alchemy plants today, you can, or your resources from the world, you can also do it here, because there will, unless someone comes through and just collects everything, there'll usually be a lot of stuff here too that you can grab. But yeah, unfortunately, the insects themselves don't count as resources from the world, even if you claim get alchemy reagents from them. But that's okay, there's still stuff around that you can get. So, the trees usually have lots of torch bugs. Some of the trees will, not all of them. But usually if you just travel around and look around all of the trees, you'll find some of these things. Now, the good thing about insect parts, and also the reason I use torch bugs, is you can get torch bug thoraxes, and look at the price on these things. You can sell these for like over 600 gold a piece. That is fucking madness, considering that you can just go over here and just loot these things. So yeah, do that too. Get yourself a bunch of torch bug thoraxes, sell them, make a bit of gold so you can fuel your fast endeavors, or get some gear or some motifs, whatever you want to spend that on. Yeah. So there's also runestones. These work for resources from the world too. Should have mentioned that. Alright, so how much have I got? Yeah, it's more than enough. So yeah, no more than 12 or 15 is all you need. But it's good to collect more anyway, because you'll probably get more fishing endeavors in the future. Also, worth noting, if you're going to do the vampire endeavor today, there are torch bugs around the wayshrine at Camp Temrith, around here, maybe over here too. I don't know about around these like arid. Is arid more like the sort of crag areas? It's like less shrubbery around there. So now that we've got our fishing baits, now we need to find ourselves a fishing spot. So this is my preferred choice here. The river down this section of stone falls near the middle of the map. This is also very easy to get to, and if you did the gallery furnishings one today, the house that I got with that dark elf character, this is the house. So if you haven't been here before, this house can actually make you take you there quite quickly if you travel to it from the outside or the inside. It's just the outside's a bit quicker. So yeah, that'll take you here. You just go to Ebonheart, down here, through here, and then get the Swayshine. You've got easy access to a river fishing spot that will always have fishable spots in it. There's some other places. Vardenfell's got some river fishing spots, particularly over, I believe, over here, and I think over here. Craglawn is also great. There's lots of river fishing holes down these areas here, over here, up here, this sorts of stuff. Maybe up here, I'm not too sure. But yeah, I'm pretty sure like this area has heaps. But yeah, most zones have their own river fishing spots, but this one's my favorite just because it's so easy to reach. Alright, so what you're looking for is these splashing sections in the water here. That is actually a fishing hole. That's what you're looking for. So you just got to hold the interact button, in this case E. The wheel with all your baits in it will come up here. And you just want insect parts or shad if you've got them. Shad comes from fishing in another area. And if you end up getting shad, it's actually not considered a fish, it's a bait. So yeah, it's kind of funny. Same with there's like furnishing items that you can get for fishing in certain areas. And the fish that you get from as a furnishing item doesn't actually count for catching fish. It's very bizarre, but yeah, it's Elder Scrolls Online for you. So, just press E to start fishing with our river fishing bait. And now you just simply wait. Your character will do a different animation when it's ready to reel in. So you're just looking out for that. Basically, they'll look like they're struggling a bit. Just have your finger on the trigger. There we go. Start reeling, and we got one fish. Now all you do is just press E, wait for that to happen again, and that's it. You just do that 8 times. As I said, a little bit time consuming compared to the other endeavors, but very, very easy, very simple. Okay, so there we go. We got a foul bait fish roe. It's not a fish, so it didn't count for the endeavor. So that's why you want to carry some extra bait with you, just in case that happens a few times. And it usually will happen once or twice. Another one. Alright, yeah, I got a wet gunny sack. That also doesn't count as a fish. Those gunny sacks are funny. They sell for like 100 gold, but you get fuck all from them. Usually... Oh, that's probably why. Okay, fair enough. That's probably the only useful item. Can you get cooters from those things? I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, they don't count for the endeavor, sadly. One more. Another gunny sack. What do we got this time? Yeah, Hemming. Worth fuck all. So that's why I get confused that they're worth so much. Because that's usually what they have, just shit. I mean, for a new player, it'd probably be okay, but considering how easy it is to do this, that's fine, I guess. Yeah, I'm just surprised that they're worth so much gold. Anyway, so that's 8 fish. So we're all done. So now what I advise you do, just before you go do the rest of your stuff that you want to do, is just go to find a cooking station. Alright, so at a cooking station now, what you want to do is go to the fillet section, just grab your fish and fillet it. Because there is you get fish, but you also get a small chance of getting perfect roe. Perfect roe is very expensive and very useful. They can be used in a lot of powerful, like really high tier dishes, like Ozzoga's smoked bear haunch, for example. It's like one of the best food items in the game, and also citric ambrosia, which is the XP item. So stuff like that comes from using perfect roe. So that's why you want to try and get that stuff. So yeah. There is some merit to doing fishing today, but it'll be a bit slower than the other options. Okay, I'll leave it there. Any questions, give me a holler as always. Just let me quickly do the alternate. And yeah, easy done. So thanks everyone for watching. Thanks to your support as always. See you next time. Take care for now.